Welcome back to the Ancient Ruins. Today we're going to continue our journey through Core of Discovery, a game set in the world of Manifest Destiny. We're on to map 4 and this is the corrected version from the Oops pack, so don't worry about that. We've got the same setup as we've been using on the previous videos, but I'll quickly go over them before we begin. And we're all set up with a little bit more space today so we can actually see the cards that we need to see when we need to see them. I'll be using the path tokens up here to track how many turns we've had for each of our challenges, and then we'll be able to keep track better so no mistakes will be made. That being said, we've got Lewis, the researcher, who you exhaust before explore. If you gain a resource or water, gain 2 of them instead. We've got the training gear, which doesn't count towards your pack limit, which is brilliant for solo, which allows you to refresh any character or gear card that you've already used. We've got the compass, you exhaust before explore. If you correctly guess the terrain you're about to explore, discard that path token. Tracking guide, exhaust after explore. Do not gain the resource or water from exploring and discard that path token and explore again. And we've got the flint, exhaust to build a fire for 1 rock or 1 stick. So, as always, we've got to approach the arch as our first challenge, which means we need to find a stick to get food so we don't die. Eat food, you don't die. Simple premise to the game. Next challenge we have is fishing. So we need to find another stick, a vine, and water. And if we have a fire, we get additional food, which might help us not to die tomorrow. And our final challenge is landslide. We need a stick, a skull, 2 water. And if we pass, we leave our mushroom house, which we don't have, and it's unlikely we're going to build now that we know we're going to lose it, but we do get a rock. Lovely. Okay. As for the rules of the game, let's quickly cover meth sudoku, and then we will add in the unique part of it for this map. So, as always, water is orthogonally to a stick, and always just a stick because the stick knows the way. Food is always diagonal to a teepee. A teepee is always orthogonal or diagonal to a skull. A vine is always in the same column as a rock. There is always 1 stick per column and row. Mud is always orthogonally adjacent to water and rocks are all connected, not on the edge and unpassable. Skulls will always have a different resource on every orthogonal edge and will make you turn a threat card over. The build a mushroom house space is always orthogonally adjacent to food and stick. If you find a teepee, you can trade 1 resource or water, any other resource or water. If you find a field, it will tell you how many forts are in the same row and or column. And if you find a fort, which has its special rules, which we'll cover momentarily, it will give you the information required to kill the minotaurs. Now, the idea of this map is you kill 3 minotaurs because minotaurs are pricks. The special rules for the forts are that they are always adjacent orthogonally to a fort, a teepee and a food. What that means is if there is a food on the left of a fort, there will be a food on the bottom. If there is a teepee on the bottom, there will be food on the right. It can rotate around the fort, but it can never flip. That being said, we do have to kill 3 minotaurs. We do have to start in column 7, and it is, for the new people here, alphanumerical. So this is A through G and 1 through 7, and we have to start in column 7. And I think we want to be away from the rocks. In fact, I left space this time. Aren't you proud? We can have the destiny cards. Destiny card numero 1. When taking an explore action, you can explore from an explored path on one edge to an explored path in a straight line on the opposite edge. That's super powerful. And then we've got the haversack. Discard all sample tokens from your backpack. That is also kind of super useful. So to get that, we want to clear as many columns as possible. And that's, yeah, basically that's what we want to do. Or maybe we'll get them from our challenges as well. So we get to start anywhere here. The rocks are up here in this kind of general area. They can't be on the edge, but they're definitely going to be here. They may be here. They may be here. It might be weird, I don't know, but there's definitely rocks up there, so when we need rocks, we can head in that direction, but for now, we want to steer clear. So we've got 5 path tokens to find a stick, so I think we're going to start in G7 in the bottommost corner. Right, water goes in our pack. Now that does make us fatigued, so it's not the best start, but we now know that there is a stick here or here. And just because we want to kind of stay away from the rocks for now, we're going to go, there we go, sticks. Always trust the sticks because the sticks know the way. Now, this eventually will help us with stick math. So we know that there can't be a stick here or here. So we will eventually be able to determine where all the sticks are just by being geniuses. That being said, let's just carry on. Do we want to stay going away? Or do we want to kind of... let's just crack on. Ooh, a vine. Now, we do need a vine and a stick. So technically, we have completed fishing. Because at the moment, if we completed Approach the Arch, would be a stick down for this one. And then we'd lose the water anyway. So we might as well keep the stick and cost the water so we don't get fatigued and lose the water. It makes sense to me. Right, what else do we need now? So we're not bothering with this one. We're just going to get the food. We are completed with that one, so that's fine. We need a skull, and skulls are adjacent to teepees, and they could be anywhere because they're next to food. Is there anything else that's going to help us with this? Well, technically teepees are next to forts, so if we can find a field to find a fort, we'll find a teepee and find a skull. Did any of that make sense? We need to find a field to find a fort, to find a teepee, to find a skull. Okay, I think we need to head in. Let's head in. We've got a teepee. Okay. So we've got a teepee. So now, and we've got so many. Do I have enough skulls? Do I have enough skulls? But we're going to. Oh, we're popping more things from the cardboard, which is always fun because I love this game and everything about it. Right. So this is just for people at home who have not been with us too long. So I'll just give you the idea now, excuse me, that's where skulls could be. Any one of those could be a skull. So we do need a skull in many, many, many more turns. Okay, what we desperately need now is another stick. So we're not bothered about a skull at the moment. So any way we go, it doesn't really matter because either we'll get the skull that we need later or we can start working towards a stick, which we need here. So we've got 6 attempts to find a skull. There are 6 possibilities to get that skull, plus 1. So technically we've got 7 attempts. So we've definitely got a skull. We could just sit here and go through all of them and get the skull. Do we want to do that? Is that wise? It doesn't sound wise. Ooh, also, because we found the teepee, we get to exchange any one resource or water for any resource or water. So we'll do that as well. We could just take the skull. Or do we want to get a safety food? Or do we want to get a stick so we can make a fire? We'll do that actually. So we're going to get a stick. We're going to tap our flint. So I'll just turn it over. So we've tapped our flint, we've spent the stick straight away, and we've gained a fire, and that sets us up for this one, so we get an additional food. And we don't lose that fire, so that's good. We're setting ourselves up for future. Next movement. I feel like I need a D8. Is there a D8 nearby? No. I was going to roll a D8 and decide which way to go. Right. Up. I think we need to just go a little bit up now. We found a fort, of course. So what I should have been doing really is I should have been able to determine that that is a fort just because that's here. Is that right? Could it have been anywhere else? But we do now know, we can remove you, and we know for certain that that is food. So we know for certain that that is food. There is no two ways about it. That is food. And we know this because of the way, the orientation of the special rules for forts is. Brilliant. So what we do here is we turn over a how to kill a minotaur. We need mud and a vine. Okay. So there is another vine in here. And we need mud, so we're going to carry on going up. We haven't actually revealed the minotaur yet, which is okay. In fact, we do need to resolve our challenge. Unfortunately, we failed. Ah, what a shame. So our fail for it is we gain a food and we lose a water. And I'm okay with that. We are not burdened. So we're not fatigued, so we don't lose anything else. And then we move on to our next challenge, which is build a fishing pole. So we've already completed this, so we don't really need to worry. But water would be nice soon. We do need to start looking for more water, but we're going to carry on going up to try and find more vines and more mud. Okay. So now we've got some math to do. Mud is always adjacent to a rock and water. So let me get the sticks. Let me get the things. This could be a rock, and this could be a rock, and this could be water, and this could be water. So I think, logically speaking, this is going to be a rock. Logically speaking. If I'm right with that, which is unlikely, one of these is water, and we do need more water, so we can go either way, but we're also looking for a vine. So I think going this way would be more logical, because we know that there's a rock there, so there is a chance that there is a vine. Well, technically there's a chance there's a vine here. It's unlikely that there's a vine there. That is more than likely a rock. That is more than likely a rock, so that could be a vine as well. And if that's a vine, that's going to be a pain. That's going to be a big pain to get to. Let's go this way and find out where we were with our guess. Water. Lovely. We do need that. Right. So, next. We now know that that's a stick. Okay, why do we now know that that's a stick? Because of pure guesswork and assumption. We've assumed that these are rocks, and that makes this one a rock because that all rocks are connected. However, that might not be a rock, and that rock could be the connection. And if that's the case, that could be a stick. But we're assuming that this is a rock, and that's a stick. That doesn't really help us get another vine, though. Okay, we do need to get another vine. So, for the time being, because we don't want to fatigue, do we want that stick? Do we want that stick? Is that a thing that we want? We're going to lose a stick and that, and then we do need a stick and a skull. Okay, but we need the vine. So one of me is thinking, right, we need to go all the way around the edge to find the vine just in case. We've got one more turn on this turn. Maybe we go this way. We're going to go this way. We're going to have a look what this one is. It's a rock. Ah. Okay. Not what I really wanted. Not what I really wanted. Uh-oh. Oh, that means that there's a vine somewhere here and that... where are my rocks? Give me my rocks. Do we need to pop more rocks? We've no more rocks to pop. Okay, I don't have enough rocks for some reason. There's only 5 rocks. I may have lost a rock. This is fine. You can just listen to me mumble madly, which kind of means that one or both of those, and we'll just put it over the crease, is a rock, which, not brilliant. Not brilliant at all, but it does mean that one of those is a vine. My goodness, we're going to start having to double up because my brain, there could be vines. Oh my goodness, we're building a pyramid of madness. Okay. So we've now done this one. Let's just complete this one before we go down the rabbit hole. We need to discard a stick and a vine, which we can do, and everything else can move down. We're not fatigued, and we also need to discard a water. We've completed. We have a fire. We get food. We don't die. So now we need to find another stick. We know where a stick is. Yes, we know where a stick is, and a skull. Okay, so we know that that's a stick. So we could exhaust. In fact, it might be worth to start actually just burning through our cards because we're about to refresh them at the end of the day anyway. So do not gain the resource of water. We want that one. Exhaust before they explode. You're about to explode. Right, so we're going to correctly guess that this is a stick because we're geniuses. It's a stick. So what that means is we discard the path token, so it goes over here rather than there, so we get another go. Now, that gives us 3 chances to find the skull here. Right, that doesn't help me in the slightest. I was like, which one could it be? So it's going to be that way or that way. Let's go this way. So we're going to move you to there, because we're about to reveal that this is a water. Okay, so that isn't what we wanted, but we do need water, so we're okay with it. Is there anything that we want here? This is gain 2. Is gain 2 going to be useful for us? We might as well use everything, but then we don't have space. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to use the training gear to get the compass back, and we're going to guess that this is a skull. Because it doesn't matter if it's not at this point. We're not really wasting anything. So we're going to tap this. We're going to guess this is a skull. If it's a skull, we get to discard the path token. If it's not a skull, we still get whatever it is. It's yes, best of games. Best of games. What does this mean, however? It means we reveal a threat token. It is not a minotaur, which is a bit of a pain. The next 3 paths explored must be adjacent and in a straight line. Must be adjacent and in a straight line. Wow. Okay. To do that, we can discard a gear. Discard a gear. Discard a gear. I don't want to discard a gear. So what we'll do is we'll just go. What happens if you are stopped by a rock or a monster? Discard 1 gear or remove this card. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? That's a bit naughty. Okay. So what we'll do to complete that is we're going to go straight up this edge because there's going to be no rocks. And I do not want to... I do not want to get stopped because I don't want to discard a gear. We didn't gain the water from that. Was that the water one? No, that was the skull one. Never mind. I'm a silly. We are going to go straight up and we are going to see what happens. So if we took that... Now, I'm doing a thing because we want an extra go. We want to get this done straight away. So we are going to take the water because we need the water. Now, that could be a stick, to be honest. It doesn't matter. We're just going straight up, and we're probably going to exhaust after explore to get rid of whatever that is. It's mud. Mud is kind of useful. But I have no space for it anyway, so we're going to discard this, and we're going to get another go, and we're going to get this one, and it's field, which means we discard that one, but okay, so a field, you discard the path token. We've completed this. That's fine. We're the best at games, and it does mean that there is a fort either here or here. Okay, so we are so close to getting all of this that we might as well continue exploring because we've still got one. So should we take? We don't need to keep the path token because we found a field. However, there's no forts here at all. So that means there's a fort in this row, and that's something else. Do we want to take that now? Because we've still got another turn. And that will give us a destiny card. What could that be? I have no idea. No idea. It couldn't be a vine. It can't be a mud. It can't be a stick. It might be a water. It could be a skull. Isn't a fort. Let's just do it. It's a water. So we can take the water. Brilliant. Oh, we're in... I think this is the best start we've ever had. Like, legitimately ever. Okay. So, that means we've done on this one. Now we have to discard a stick, a skull, and 2 water. So a stick, a skull, and 2 water. But we do gain a rock, which makes us fatigued. Oh, the rocks are over here. I'm going to have to take some rocks back. You're coming with me. So we are now fatigued, which means we do have to discard a water and resolve any monsters with consequences. There's no monsters, so there's no consequences. Life is good. At the end of the day, we do have to feed ourselves. We ate some food, we didn't die. And if there isn't a monster, we have to reveal a monster card. And today we have a Minotaur. If at night, southernmost explored path. Southernmost explored path. So, in its role, what now? Southernmost explored path. Yeah, so it's going to be in one of these. We need a vine. So I think we'll pop it just there. That's the southernmost to me. Sure. We need a vine. So I think we're going to have to hope that one of these is a vine or a TP. Yeah. But there is a fort over here, which means that there is a TP over there, which means we can always get the vine by trading something else. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got far too much stuff, to be perfectly honest. Oh dear. Right, let's get rid of all of these and get our latest challenge cards up and running. So we have Sweltering Heat, Mud and Water. Ooh, everyone wants mud. Oh, we've got mud and water. We do need another mud, but we can complete that. If we can build a mushroom house as well, we can get a destiny card. Oh, we wanted one of these. We'll take you. You're our guide. That means we can just jump to the other side of the map. That's going to be really useful later, but I need to be near the rocks for now. And the new one is look at one path directly west of each TP. Could be useful once we've got more TPs. Right, and our next challenge is Windstorm. We need mud again. Okay. And it gets us a stick. That's not good. And then we need a stick, a rock or a skull, and water. And that's okay, because we can kind of do that. All of our gear refreshes because we're on a new day. And we're going to remember to use it as much as possible. And for now, we're going to go this way. From the top, we've just got to go across to try and find... What did we need? A vine. Da-da! Can't say fairer than that. Cannot say fairer than that. We get the vine, so we're going to discard the vine and the mud. Dunk. And dunk. Move everything down, which means we've made a trap to kill the prick. We are one closer to victory. We've got 2 more to go. To do that, we either need to survive the day or find some skulls. So you're gone. And then I think we need more mud. So we're going to carry on just mooching around this area. It's a stick. The stick's going to be used. Yes, we needed a stick later. So that's okay. We've got everything for this one. We don't have anything. We need mud. We desperately need mud. We failed it. We failed. Oh no, I didn't think this one through. Right, what we could do. I don't think we can do anything with it. I think we just fail. Let's discard the stick and we'll go here. So we do not gain the resource or water from exploring, discard the path token and explore again. We're going to then use the medicine to make this available for us because we desperately need that mud. So we're going to have a look here, and I don't think this is mud. It's water. Oh, that means this could be mud though. Ooh. So, yet again, we're going to exhaust after explore, and we're going to go down, and we're going to get the mud. There's a stick. We've nothing left that we can do to try and cheese it, so we do fail, so we get the stick. Right, so, for the fail, we lose 3 water. Ooh, that's the fail. There's nothing else to the fail, but that's still disgusting. Right, so now, we need mud. I think, looking at this, that is a rock. That is a rock, okay? So that is the pattern. It's this weird little pattern there. Now, has this unlocked anything useful for us? No, not yet. But I think we need to go this way and that way. I think this is going to be water, and I think this is going to be mud. Could be completely wrong. We've got 3 attempts. So we either reveal all 3 of these. That's basically it. Ooh, this could be mud, actually. This could genuinely be mud, because that's water and that's a rock. That might be mud. I think we're going to risk this one. Yes, best at games. Right. So mud and a rock. We've done that. We need water now. We need water. So I'm going to go with this one being water. It's food. Yay! Oh no. Right, but that does mean that there is a fort there. That's where the fort is. This is because the food is directly below the fort. There's a fort in this row, so the fort is there. Do we need a fort right now? No, we desperately need water. That is a teepee, which could have got us the water. I mean, we're going to survive a little bit longer. We need, what do we need? We need water. We're just in a desperate need for water right now. Where could water be? There's going to be water, right? This is where it gets a little bit meth sudoku. There is going to be water around here somewhere. There is going to be a stick in one of these 3, a stick in one of these 3, and a stick in one of... I goofed. I do know that is water. Apologies, that was a genuine goof, but we could cheese it now and go, hey, we've got that card that allows us to jump to the other side and get the water, but we're not going to do that because I don't think that would be fair. I think what we'll do, we've got one more turn here. I think we'll just carry on going down. It's the house space, which doesn't really help us currently, but I could build the house. No, I can't even build the house because we're about to spend a mud and a rock and 2 water to get a stick. Oh no, right, we're going to quickly exhaust the flint and we're going to build a fire with this stick right here. We're going to build that, yeah. Nobody saw that. I would have noticed that if I wasn't recording for you lovely people. Do like, comment and subscribe if you're a lovely people. So we discard all of that. We get the stick, and look, we're not fatigued. Yay, we're the best at games. Yay. Right. So we have now completed this one as well, but we're still desperate for water. I think we just need to carry on going down. Okay, this is okay. So we don't need to keep that one. And we know that there's a fort either here or here. We know that there isn't a fort here. I'm guessing there's a fort that way. Do we want to go for the fort now? Yes. Teepees. Oh, this is a big risk. If we go down one more and then across, or if the fort is here, we need this space. So we're going to go here. That's a food. That's a... Oh, why is life so hard? Why is life... Come here, give me the token. Give me the token. Right, we've got so much food. Oh, no. Right, and we're going to get more food. Right, we've definitely completed it. We've got one more space, and we desperately need water because we've got too much stuff. Is that going to go away? Well, right, we're going to have all the food. I'm panicking. What is that next to? It is diagonally adjacent to a teepee. There is a fort. That is a teepee. This one right here is a teepee because it's diagonally adjacent to food. Correct? Best at games. Going to spend a food to get a water because desperate for water. Right. What does that mean? What does that mean? Food, because that would be there. Food, that's a fort? That's the fort. Right, so we're going to reveal the fort, I guess. I don't know whether that's the right thing, but we get the Minotaur, have a fire and a rock, so we just need a skull now. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next turn, so we need to discard a stick and a rock and get rid of a water, and then we complete this. If we get a fire, we get more food. We're just constantly getting food. We've got food. Okay. It's getting a little bit squeaky bum time. Just a little bit. At the end of the day, we discard a food. If we have no monster, we reveal a monster, and we've got a Minotaur, and we know that we just need a rock and a fire to kill it. And easternmost explored path as a priority. So it can go here, and then we'll kill it momentarily. Let's reveal our new challenge cards. Oh, these can be discarded as well. Rainstorm, we need to have a house. Would you like to build a house? Monster tracks. And strong wind. Lots of badness happening. Lots of badness. Everything gets refreshed. What do we need to build a house? We need a stick, a mud, and a skull. 2 of any of those to build a house. We lose a fire but gain a destiny card. We've got 3 turns to get all of those resources. Sure, we can find a stick. Or we know that there's a TP up there which would allow us to trade. There's no mud left unless that's mud. That could be mud. Okay. Right. I guess we just carry on. Straight away, we need a rock. So we'll reveal the rock. We'll get the rock. Ooh. And we'll spend the rock because we've got a fire, and we'll kill the Minotaur. We're the best at games. It's getting a little bit squeaky bum time. Not going to lie. We have 2 chances, but we're going to cheese it a little bit to try and build the shelter because we genuinely cannot afford to fail. You're gone. You are gone. We genuinely cannot afford to fail. Stick math, stick math, stick math. Any of this is good stick math? Do we have any good stick math? One of these is a stick. This is a stick, so that's a stick. Do we need a stick? We do need a stick. Okay, and I'm going to explain a little bit better about why that's a stick. Neither of these two can be a stick, so that means that one of these two has to be a stick. Okay? Are you with me so far? So neither of them two. That is a food. That is definitely a food, which means that is a stick. So that means that is a stick. Okay? Stick math. And because neither of that can be a stick, that can be a stick, that has to be a stick. We're the best at games. We know where the sticks are. Okay. Which also means we know where the water is, which is good for later. Right. Right. That's got to be water. That's got to be water. I no longer feel bad about assuming that this is water because we now know where all the sticks are. We're the best at games. We're the best at games. I've run out of water tokens. Oh no, I've got tons of water tokens. That's a stick, water, or that's a water. Right, what are we trying to do? TP, we can get a TP. Do we go straight for the TP? If we go straight for the TP, and we've got 2 turns to do this, we can discard one of these. This one? Yes. So we can go here, get whatever that is, correctly guess the terrain for that and not waste that. We're going to do that. We're going to do it this way. The manicness has begun. So we're going to reveal this token here, which is a house, which doesn't help. It's not water, but that does mean that this is water. Helps later. We are going to exhaust before explore and guess the terrain, as this is a TP. It is a TP. So we discard that card straight away, which means that we can have another go, but we are going to exchange a food for a skull. Yes, best at games. Yes. And then we just need a stick, and you are a stick. Do we want to? Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to exhaust before explore, and we are going to say that's a stick. Does that make a difference? No, it doesn't. We just get 2 sticks, and then we get the 2 sticks, which means we've got a stick and a skull to build the mushroom house, and we build the mushroom house. We're the best at games. Fatigue no longer bothers us. Like that matters because look at us. We're on the raggedy edge. We need to either find a skull or survive this game to reveal one to get what we need. Okay. So, on completion, we get rid of a fire and we do get a destiny card. I am going to get the make a deal so we can look at one path directly west of each TP. So that's going to be super useful because we get to look at any path here. Now, we know that this is a stick. In fact, we're taking this. We're going to resolve all of this first, which is basically just move that there. Get these over here and have a quick look at what we need to do. This is going to cost us water. This is going to cost us 2 water to do. So we desperately need water. Like, genuinely desperately. So there's only one thing that I can do. We're going to exhaust the medicine to get Lewis back. You will understand why we're doing that in a moment. And then what do we do? Oh, yes, we're going to discard this make a deal path to make a deal card to look at one path directly west of each TP, not east, south, west. So we know that's the stick. So we're going to look at this one here. It's a skull. So we know that that is a skull. Ooh. We need a skull. We need the Minotaur. I'm going to just carry on with my things so my brains can work. We get to look at this one here. It's a skull. Okay. And then the final one is that a stick? It is a stick. We knew that anyway. That's fine. We're the best at games. Okay, so what do we need to do now? We need a stick, a skull, and water. We're desperately in need of water. So we are going to exhaust our researcher to reveal that this is in fact water, and we're going to get 2 water. Thank the Lord. So we need a skull, which is good because we do need a skull, and we need to reveal a fort as well. So shall we just reveal the fort? Is there anything that is going to be useful? So do not get in the... So we'll explore and we'll reveal the fort, which gives us a how to kill a minotaur. It's 2 sticks and a skull. Okay. This is going to be tricky. This is going to be very, very tricky. We need to survive 1 more night. Is that right? Yes, because we need this to refresh. We desperately need this to refresh. Because we need to take a skull now for this. So then we need this to refresh so we can gain a different skull. That will give us 2 skulls to make the spear to kill the guy. Right, where are we up to? Stick, skull. So our last go is we're going to get a skull for this one, and then we need a rock, a vine, and a water. Fairly sure. Okay, this is a vine. This is a vine. Okay. Do we have enough water for everything? Yes. Let's just stay in our lane and do the bits that we need to do first. Right. We need a skull. Which skull? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're the best. We'll take this skull, which completes the turn. It reveals a new threat. Please be... It is... It goes on explored skull terrain. Now, that just goes there. Ha 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 ha. Does that impact us in any way, shape or form? No. Can we kill it straight away to win the game? Also, no. What happens if we fail just so we can win the game? It will cost us 2 water. That's okay. It will cost us a destiny card. Also okay. And it will give us a sample token. Continues to be okay. So we are going to fail this. So we lose our 2 water. We lose our destiny card. And we get a sample token. I'm absolutely okay with that because what that means is this is a fail. Are we going to do this? Are we going to do it? Oh my goodness. I've got this sort of like sudden worry that I'm going to be really excited that we've completed it, and off the page games are going to be like, So let me have this one. Let me have this one. Right, all we need to do is find a stick. That's all we need to do. We find a stick, we've won the game. And would you Adam and Eve it? This is a stick. 1 stick. That means we have the 2 sticks and the skull required to make the spear, to kill the prick, to win the game. Best at games. That being said, as always, if you've made it this far into the video, thank you. It is you that is making this YouTube channel work. And honestly, thank you so much. If you haven't already, do like, comment and subscribe. Do you want to see more of this series? Because I'm quite happy to continue doing it because look at it. Also, keep an eye out. It is getting released this month. Go pre-order. Go get it. It's fantastic. It's amazing. And I hope you have as much fun playing it as I have. Until the next time we convene, be awesome.